So here we go. This is the horseradish. Similar shaped leaves, lighter colour green. They're slightly different. If you had them next to each other, you could see the difference in the shape, but walking along with them separately, you might not be able to see the difference in the shape. As I say, lighter green, but look carefully. There's no red anywhere on the stem where the plant's been nibbled by an insect or something. Some kind of invertebrate has had a little chew on there. There's no red. So that's how you tell the difference. Why am I making a fuss about this? I remember walking my dog along here and a man was frantically rubbing horseradish leaves over his son's leg where he'd been stung by a nettle, and he was telling his son that this was dock and that this was what you use for stinging nettles. It's not, it's horseradish. You can dig up the roots and make a horseradish sauce, I believe. Not that I've ever tried it, but don't go rubbing this on your skin as a treatment for stinging nettles. It is not a dock leaf. Okay, you're going to recognise this. These are obviously dandelion seed heads. Here's one where all the seeds have gone and you're just left with the little indentations where all the seeds had joined on. Here's a beautiful one showing you the seeds or the little parachutes that are made so that the seeds are dispersed by the wind. See if I can pull some seeds off. So you've got your seeds attached to their little parachutes so that the seeds are dispersed and they don't grow where the parent plant is. So they have the yellow flowers, so they're insect pollinated, but then the seeds are dispersed by the wind. Anybody who's been in my lab, you know I've got a dandelion seed head set in resin on my bench there. Quite beautiful. If we find some dandelion leaves, oh, here's some old flowers that haven't opened up, so the petals have died and are falling off here. So there's the dead petals, and then this will open up, probably open up today when the sun comes out, and then these beautiful little parachutes, little seeds with these lovely parachutes will be wind dispersed. Okay, dock or horseradish, what do you reckon? Let's have a look. Do you think that is dock leaves or horseradish leaves? Hopefully you're all shouting dock leaves at me, and you're absolutely right. Look at the touch of red here down onto the stem where it's been nibbled. There's little bits of red around it. Any damage to the leaf shows up as a slight red coloration. So dock leaves, well done. You can recognise your dock leaves. Oh, what about this one then? What do you reckon? Dock leaves or horseradish? Hopefully you're all shouting horseradish at me. No signs of red, slightly different shaped leaves, that lighter green colour, although they will darken up as the season goes on, but absolutely no red on that stem where it's been nibbled. You've got no red markings coming up, so that is your horseradish. Let's have a look at these. These are the leaves of the hawthorn. You see the shape of the leaves. If I pan down here, you can see, what are these? Do you recognise these? Hazel. So back up to the hawthorn. Let's talk about the hawthorn. The hawthorn has these beautiful flowers, little white flowers, masses of them, lovely scent, called May blossom, because they generally flower mostly in May. These did start a little bit before May because we've had quite a mild start to the spring season. Beautiful white flowers, so you know that they are insect pollinated. Whereas if I go across here, let's have a look. So there's our beautiful May blossom, insect pollinated flowers trying to attack the insects with scent and colour and a little bit of nectar. You can see the pink stamens there, the male part of the flower, trying to attract the insects. Right, let's go up to here. Hopefully you recognise these leaves. Sycamore. But look, what have we got here? You may have seen these and not realised what it was. I can get hold of it, the wind's blowing it away. So these are the flowers of the sycamore. So what can you tell me about those? Insect pollinated or wind pollinated? Absolutely, wind pollinated. They're green. They're not very pretty. They're not trying to attract any insects to pollinate them, but they are dangly there, hanging down in the breeze so that the pollen gets blown, and also so they can catch the pollen that's blown. So they are wind pollinated, the sycamore. And later on we'll show you, I have seen a sycamore tree which has gone a little bit further on in its reproductive cycle and has got seeds on it. But there we go, next to each other, the beautiful May blossom of the hawthorn plant, insect pollinated, and then the little green flowers of the sycamore. We all know the shape of the sycamore leaf, very distinctive, and the wind pollinated flowers. Right, this is an apple tree, some lovely apple blossom on it. So you know now, if you didn't know before, apple trees, insect pollinated. Got these lovely little apple blossom trying to attract the insects. You can see the stamens, the male parts with the anther and the filament, and you can see the female part in the middle, the stigma and the style, for insect pollination. And if I pan across, we've got a beautiful sycamore here showing you, can you spot the flowers hanging down for wind pollination? You see those amongst the leaves hanging down. Quite a different flower structure. Right, I've just spotted this. I don't know if I can get this into focus. This is the sticky weed or goosegrass. If I can get it into focus. There are little tiny white flowers. So this sticky weed has started to flower. The flowers are really tiny, tiny white flowers. They will, if they are pollinated, if they are fertilised, those little flowers will turn into the little sticky balls that we often end up throwing at each other. So let's see the little white flowers, hopefully they're in focus on the goosegrass or the sticky weed there. Right, as I promised, here is another sycamore tree, and this is further along. Can you see we've got the seeds developing, those lovely helicopter seeds that spin down when they're dried and ripe. They will spin down and be dispersed by spinning round and round. So you've got the wings, you've got the seed there, and so the flowers have gone and they've developed into these lovely seeds, which if they land in the right place will start to grow into a new sycamore tree. And they're very easy to plant and grow. If you want to grow a sycamore tree later in the season when these are brown and ripe, you can come and collect some, pop them in a pot of soil, and you will probably get your own sycamore tree. And then you've got the problem of where to plant it, because they get pretty big. Well, that's it from me and Murphy for today. Hopefully when you're out and about you can go and identify some of these trees and plants, and hopefully you'll enjoy that. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know. You can contact the school if you want me to do any more, showing you any more trees and plants, so that when you're out and about you can identify them. Just let me know. Murphy's not sure he likes being on camera. Take care, stay safe. Goodbye everybody.